Education. In my lifetime, I have had many opportunities to be with children and to hear their questions. With many of the modern procedures in the world, there is a great deal of emphasis on information, not as much on correlation, and even less on continuity. Philosophic questions are skimmed past or even reshaped into completely different questions suitable for the processes a particular system wishes to use. When I was working many years ago with a group of bright children brought together because their parents happened to be attending a summer program, I created a series of projects that I thought would amuse the children and perhaps address a few of the questions I continue to hear every year. Part of the program I created was a project called Civilization. The initial opportunity to present the entire exercise was extremely successful and a delight for me to experience. Then years later, I was in another summer program, and the children seemed to be having the same questions. I considered our doing Civilization again. I did it several times over time, always learning as much as the children and enjoying it thoroughly. This is a collection of stories which were from those years, and several are as a direct result of Civilization. In the project, every child has a part. There can be as few as 8, and I have done it with 30. I have done it with children of 5, and I have done it with teenagers, and with adults. One needs a little time to accomplish all the advantages to the project, but it can be shaped slightly to the needs of the circumstance. The players are a community of people which include a few key figures every time: the king, priest, scribe, doctor, weaver, farmer, artist, and others. For every era, the same figures are involved, but they are played by a different person each time. We researched each period, made generous attempts at appropriate clothes. No one ever gave me back their togas. And we created objects or rituals typical of the time. There was no script, only an issue to be resolved. When I started them with the issue, they took over the lines, directing one another and correcting one another. They would interrupt if need be, and they would argue when necessary. Interestingly for me, no two groups handled the issues the same way, but almost all came to the same conclusions. There are several important facets to the project, such as ingenuity, integrity, survival, and invention. Only a few of these stories speak directly to the format of Civilization, but I found that once exposed to the questions and the project, the children carried the same line of thinking to all their activities. I should add that, as with all ages participating, the children came from privilege, poverty, abuse, catastrophe, neglect, discord, sorrow, opportunity, and brilliance, just as you would find in any civilization.